So streaming on Twitch can be an extremely lonely journey, but it does not have to be. I'm going to give you 5 tips that will start you off on the right foot as a beginner on Twitch. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So I have 5 tips that will definitely start you off on the right foot when it comes to growing your community on Twitch. But before we get started, I actually stream on Twitch myself every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We go in there, we talk about streaming, we talk about games, and we talk about hardware that you can actually use equipment-wise for your stream and for other purposes as well too. Also, hit the like and subscribe button if you like the video and were able to find these tips useful. And you can also hit the notification button as well so that when videos go live, you will know first. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So I know there's many questions on how to get started on Twitch, and most people really want to go ahead and run at a full sprint to try to figure out exactly how to find as many people as possible to watch their stream. Everyone has been there. But one thing that you have to understand is there are a few things that you need to do first before you make your way to where you want to be. All right, so starting out with number 1 is streaming on a schedule. Streaming on a schedule is very important, primarily because Tom, Dick, John, and Larry need to know exactly when you go live. Now, if they're all under the impression that you're streaming at 4 different times, there's no way all 4 of these guys are going to show up at your stream at the same time. So you want to actually have a consistent schedule that's clear. You want to put it down in your panel to let everybody know exactly when you're going to be live and what time zone you're on as well too. I know a lot of people, they go into their stream and put their information out there and they don't let anybody know whether it's Central Time, Eastern Time, Pacific Time. So be sure that you're clear with that. One thing you must understand as well too about a schedule is that having a schedule and just streaming alone will not let you grow. It's not going to allow you to grow by just streaming. There has been word that streaming all the time and making sure that you're on that same schedule, that will actually help you grow on Twitch, but that's not true. It's extremely saturated now, so there's a lot of people that are streaming on a schedule. So you must understand that having a schedule is very important, but it is not the #1 ingredient when it comes to growing, having followers and having viewers on Twitch. So that is definitely one thing that you have to ensure that you grasp the concept of very early. I feel like when people just go out and stream with nothing else to go off of, they're basically just hoping for luck to happen. And you want to have control over your career. If you want to make this a career, you actually want to be in control of everything that you're doing. You don't want luck to be on your side and only luck, because luck is something that comes, oh my God, I don't even know the percentage of luck that you'll probably get if you're streaming on Twitch, but it's very, very, very low. So when it comes to streaming, having luck and just waiting for something to happen, it's not going to happen for you. You actually have to get out and you have to go and do the work yourself. All right, so tip number 2 is going to be your streaming equipment. Now, this is important, but it's not something that you need to go all out with when it comes to your you beginning on Twitch. You definitely don't want to focus on spending these thousands and thousands of dollars on this setup when realistically you need to be worried more about your content and what you have to bring to viewers. I would highly recommend a webcam, something along the lines of a Logitech C922. It was one of the first cameras that I started out with. Really good camera, 1080p, 60 frames per second, and it worked really well. Also your audio as well too. You don't want to go out and use a headphone microphone or anything of that nature. You actually want to get something that's gonna project your voice so that you can really be heard nice and clear. Vocal wise, with the audio, I started out with a Blue Yeti and it turned out to be a really good microphone. I wanted to take it up a notch because I wanted to have more radio quality, so that's why you see the Shure SM7B sitting right here right now. But when it comes to spending your money in the beginning, you don't need to spend nearly as much money on your equipment than you think you do. A lot of the spending you should be doing is a lot of brainstorming on what your content is going to look like. And that's the most important thing. I actually started out on the wrong side of the stick. I actually started out getting some of the best equipment that I can possibly find, thinking that that was going to bring me more viewers and have more support, and people were going to look at my stream more. But realistically, I didn't have any value. I didn't have any type of content. I didn't have an identity. So none of that stuff really worked out in my favor. I have all of this equipment, but I don't have anybody to watch it. And I feel like if you're going to be a beginner, just start out with the things that you absolutely need and then go from there. All right, guys, tip number 3 is going to be talking to your audience. Oh man, I cannot stress how important this is. This is very, very important when you're starting out, primarily because there's not a lot of people watching your stream. So when it comes to your threads and everybody that comes through to type in your chat, you can see them. Don't ignore them, because that is your opportunity to have an actual viewer that comes through to watch you, and it gives you an opportunity to have a wholesome conversation and possibly build a relationship. I know you see a lot of big streamers out there when you do watch Twitch and they have thousands of viewers. That's because they have so many freaking chats to read. They have so many people that come through that talk to them on day-to-day basis. It's just like, man, I can't read them all. So they can actually afford to not say or speak to a person, or, you know, most of the time when they talk to people, these people are donating bits just to talk to whoever this big streamer is. But when it comes to you as a small streamer, there's not very many people that are actually in your chat. So with that being said, you need to be talking to everyone that comes through. Everyone needs to feel special, okay? Especially if they're watching you. Time is very important. And even if you have one person in your chat, it is very, very important to have a wholesome conversation with that person, just like you would with anybody in IRL. You have a conversation or talk to someone in your chat, you don't want to have a dead conversation. And what I mean by dead conversation is, hey man, how's it going? How's your day? Yeah. No, people, you do not want to do that. The reason I say that is because a lot of people, a lot of small streamer, I notice some of them don't talk at all. And when they do talk, they have very closed-ended responses when people try to talk to them. So if someone comes in and say, hey man, how's it going? You doing all right today? And then your response is, yeah, I'm doing good. There's no way to continue that conversation. With that being said, don't just sit there and have a one statement response. Ask them how they're doing, what brought them to your channel, what kind of content do they like. There's so many different ways that you can go when you have someone come into your chat and they say hello to you. So there's really no excuse. That's one thing that you need to ensure that you do each and every time someone comes into your chat, is make sure you talk to that person. Heck, if you want to go ahead and start out the stream and you actually have a few people in your stream, even if it's 4 people, have a conversation with those people, welcome them into the chat, and then ask everyone else to welcome that person into the chat as well, to increase the interaction within your stream. That's actually what you want to do. That way you can create more conversation, more people come in, they're a part of the conversation, so on and so forth. You never just want to just say, I'm doing good, okay? Just actually have a conversation with the person that's in your chat, and yeah, that'll actually give you an opportunity to get to where you need to be. All right, guys, we have made it to tip number 4, and tip number 4 is going to be understanding that failure is a part of your job. Being a content creator is very, very hard. I mean, you're out there, you're doing all this research and you're looking at what other people are doing, trying to make it your own, and you're just not getting where you want to be. That is actually a part of the job, but it is very, very important that you don't quit. All right. Quitting is just putting you back to where you start every single time. And if you're not trying, then shame on you. It's gonna be a grind. It's gonna be a journey. It's gonna be very difficult for you to get to where you want to be. Another thing as well too that I would highly recommend is that you stay close to yourself as much as possible. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that don't exactly put themselves in a position to be themselves. They're trying to be someone else, and at that point it becomes exhausting. It becomes acting. You're not really being yourself. And I feel that you can really benefit from content creating by being yourself. I feel like that's where the gold is being who you are. So don't drift too far away from yourself. You're gonna fail. When you try things out, you need to try them out for a decent amount of time though. When I started out, one of my biggest issues was trying things for 1 week and expecting results the next. And that didn't really go well for me. I didn't know how to take failure. I didn't know how to take people not liking the stuff that I created. I just didn't know how to take it. So I took breaks so often, and it got me to a point where I just wouldn't succeed in a lot of different things. And I knew I wasn't going to succeed. But whatever it is that you do, you have to understand it is all a process. And anything that you want in life, it doesn't matter whether it's content creating, it doesn't matter whether you want to be a doctor or, you want to be a race car driver or a basketball player. None of that stuff matters. It's going to be a process regardless of what the case may be. So understand failure is a part of the process, and don't take it personally if you don't make it to where you want to go as fast as you think. There's no set time for growth. Okay. You just have to wait for it and continue to put in the work and continue to focus on content and valuable content. That is what's going to get you to the finish line. All right, guys. So the last and final tip that I have to share with you guys, and by far the most important way to grow on Twitch, is to simply utilize another platform other than Twitch. The reason I say that is because Twitch is not a very discoverable platform. Okay. Doesn't matter what category you go to, who hosts you, or whatever the case may be, you're going to show up down at the bottom of the list. Now, if Ninja hosts you, you're only going to be up at the top for the rest of the time that you're streaming. But when you come back, you may or may not have followers or other people that came from Ninja's stream hosting and watching you. If you truly want to have supporters that genuinely care about you for you and your content, you're going to have to actually build on another platform. YouTube is actually one of the better platforms, probably the best platform to build a community on. And then what you do there is you route your traffic from YouTube all the way back to Twitch. Let them know that you're streaming there. Same way I plugged at the beginning of this video to let the guys know that I stream on Twitch as well too. But if you truly want to grow, you need to use a platform outside of Twitch. TikTok is another one too. It's actually on the rise right now. And there's so many people that are using TikTok right now. It is nuts. I'm talking about, like, comedy is actually one of my personal favorites on TikTok. And there's a ton of comedians that I actually follow on other platforms by discovering who they were on TikTok. That's how that works. But if you're on Twitch and you're just streaming every day expecting to get discovered one day, it's almost not going to happen. So what you want to do is use more discoverable platforms to help you get to your destination when it comes to bringing your traffic over from there and then moving them to Twitch. Also, another thing too, networking is kind of like a bonus tip that I want to add to this. Networking is important, but I think a lot of people frown at networking. The reason being is because, your purpose for networking is going to show from a mile away. All right. I would not network for the purpose of growth. All right. I feel like networking should be for you. Networking should be simply for you to meet new people, to play games with if you're in a gaming community, or just people that do the same thing that you do so you can know people, not necessarily for you to have people to watch your stream. In my personal opinion, I feel like Twitch is basically where people go in and they broadcast what they do on other platforms live, as opposed to Twitch being the #1 discoverable place where people get discovered. It just doesn't work that way. The algorithm of YouTube, Twitter, Facebook also is another one. TikTok, Instagram, I feel like they're way better when it comes to discoverability. That is what you need to do. And I can almost guarantee you that if you do well on another platform and let them know that you stream on Twitch and that they can see you live on Twitch, you will do better on Twitch. All right, guys, so that's all the advice that I have to share for you guys today. Those are the 5 tips on how to grow on Twitch. I hope you're actually able to use those in the video, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit notifications. That way you know when all the videos are posted. And I stream on Twitch as well too, on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Guys, I'll see you guys next time, and remember to keep fighting. Have a good one.